over the years, I managed to convince a lot of people, including the chefs that are downstairs tonight, that there is a distinction between really good tofu versus commodity tofu.
So how does one become snobby about tofu? Like how, how can you tell good tofu from the bad tofu? What kind of words can they drop in conversation to impress?
So for me, the way I look at it is, if you can get fresh tofu, that's the best. Made with fresh soy milk, especially our soy milk. But tofu should have a distinct flavor of its own. It should be beany, buttery, and creamy. If you don't find those things, it's probably not good tofu. You want something with the highest protein possible, the highest fat possible. Fat makes everything taste yummy.
Yeah.
So,
fat and sugar.
And sugar and protein.
And
so
sugar.
When we source the organic soybeans in the US, high sugar, high fat, high protein. I liken it to cheese. It's like making cheese with cream will taste a lot better than making cheese with skim milk.
Right.
We make tofu with the thickest soy milk we can make, and that's why we have to charge you more, because we make less of it. And if you make a commodity tofu with a thinner milk that's diluted, then you can make more tofu. Then you can get it for under $2. So because the diversity of the type of products we produce from the soybeans is so vast, like from liquid to solid, there's a whole spectrum of textures and flavors. So one of the things I love to do the most is really working with chefs to help them determine how they want to put together a dish and what texture and flavors they want. And really bridging not just the historical elements of tofu, but also with what chefs are doing today with tofu. I believe that we really need the help and the innovations, not just from us, but from chefs.
Yuba, I love eating it with something creamy, right? And so we sort of wanted some heat, and we love sesame, and so it made sense to do a sesame tahini chili vinaigrette. So there's a little crunch here in the form of toasted quinoa and sesame.
I have the yuba from State Bird Provisions, and it's got some pickled mushrooms, and it's really interesting. The tofu skin is something I'm not used to. It tastes amazing. I mean, it's like not like the normal tofu that I'm used to.
Favorite one so far?
We all love to eat, and we all grew up eating tofu. We eat a lot of soybean products in general, so it's just part of our regular diet. So, being able to be here and see it being spread and informing other people about the health benefits and how tasty it can be, it's actually really cool.
I feel like Hodo is more like, it's more filling. When I eat it, I don't feel like I need anything else. It's more fulfilling even just for a little bite.
Yeah, that first bite actually really helped highlight when he was explaining that it is butterier and meatier and creamier. It was like a really filling mouthful, whereas usually when you eat tofu that you just buy at the supermarket, it kind of just falls apart.
When you think about tofu, you don't think about especially in Chinese food, it's not really there's no focus on quality ingredients for the most part. So it's kind of cool to see this it's happening obviously with every ingredient.
We smoke a bunch of oil.
Yeah, have one, please.
Yeah, we got
It's really good. I didn't used to think that much about tofu, but there's just much more complexity in the world of tofu, I guess. So yeah, it's interesting.
Even some of these dishes have meat in them. It was kind of cool to just get it totally away from that ideology. And that tofu was strictly a meat substitute.
Did we do the tofu justice?
You just need my reaction.
I actually like this one the best. The vegetables are really good with it. When they were talking about how it's like cheese, kind of the unctuous richness that you get in tofu, that you get in cheese, I don't think most people know that. And that is a real shame, because that's what makes it delightful, is that richness that you can get with cheese. That's why we love it.
I think it's cool to start having a conversation about where our food comes from. I really want people to really experience tofu not as an exotic thing, but like as an American thing. And I think that's what's cool about Hodo being like an American company, started out with this American dream. And so I think tofu should be more of an American dish, and that I appreciate the chefs bringing it into their restaurants.
I feel like it's just reinterpretation and like modern twist to the tofu type that makes me feel like it's always taking new shapes, and it's always very innovative that you can't just have it one way. So it's always like you're experiencing something new every time, and I enjoy it.
Everything was so delicious. Never really understood so much about the making of tofu, and I just really appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thanks, guys.